put it on Discord. All right. Cool. All right. So let me put this on and this. And let's see that Fullstack bot is not live. Docker PS. Docker, yes it is. Docker stop like B7. So this one. Let's stop it so it will not. Um What haircut? I just let my hair grow. It's not really a haircut. It's just like I let my hair just grow a little bit. This is like the longest it's been in a while. I usually just
You
shave
don't
everything.
cut your hair. You shave your hair.
Yeah, so I usually just shave everything off, and then it just I let it grow a little bit, because I don't like this. It gets in the way of my helmet with the bike and everything. um, so that's why I just don't like it. It's just in my way. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Everyone, thank you for the host. Much appreciated. I think Jumpy Stick is hosting as well. I for some reason I didn't get a notification for that, but I know for a fact that that she's hosting. I see that in like the chat room. Like I see that over here. You see, it's like Jumpy Stick is hosting. Get Afro so you don't need a helmet. Yeah, exactly. um, yeah. So today we are doing some client side, and we are building a chat. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So Heartbuzz coming in with that direct question. Did you see that? Oh my goodness, Heartbuzz, you're like, let me get warm a little bit. God, you're like attacking with that question. Goodness.
$50 is
50
yours.
bucks. 50 bucks, man. 50 bucks and I'm moving. So look, I'm not gonna name a sum here. But here's but here's what I will say. It's way more than money. Let's give an example out, right? So let's say that you're making $50,000 a year today, and some company is telling you, "Hey, dude, like we're gonna pay you $60,000." So that's 20% pay increase. But the question is whether the risk of changing jobs at that specific point in your career, at that specific point in time, is worth more than $10,000 or not. If it's worth more than $10,000 by switching jobs, you're actually losing money because you're not mitigating the risk. You're not overcoming the risk of changing jobs. Um, if for example there is no risk and there is never no risk as changing jobs, then sure. But then it's like, what's the risk, right? So let's like name the risk. So the risk is that you're not like your job. The second risk is that your job will not like you. The third is that it's not a good fit in terms of team. It's not a good fit in terms of culture. It's not a good fit in terms of technology and like a lot of things, right? Um, the fourth is like family condition and commute conditions and stuff like that. So suddenly, like your job is 30 minutes more away, and it's like traffic is like just robbing you of your existence. just traffic is just like,
Oh my God.
man, it's just like robbing you of your character. You know what I mean? It's like you're not you anymore after like an hour in traffic. Um, so that's not worth, $10,000 or $15,000 or 20% or whatever you wanna, call it. So it's a lot more than just money for me to for me to switch jobs. I have a wife, I have 3 kids, I have a bunch of strings attached. So for me to go ahead and switch, it's like it's like 6 miracles should happen along the way, right? One is like you email me and I reply, one, right? It's like this never happens. Two is like you should sound like you're not just another asshole that in the 50 assholes that email me every week, right? The third is that we're gonna meet. So it's like what I mean. It's like an uphill battle, and it's a lot more than just money for me to switch jobs. Um, by the way, a lot of the miracles,
So you guys get
miracles.
it. He ain't going anywhere. That's the point.
No, no. So
Just simplify it. He is not going
so so so
anywhere.
here's the deal, right? So a lot of companies these days they offer a signing bonus. Why do you think companies offer a signing bonus? Right? Why do you think companies offer that? I mean, I'm asking you, Stevens. Why do you think companies offer that? For example, why do you think Amazon is offering like $25,000 signing bonus?
Well, it's a cash upfront.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
but what?
incentive
Why
for
is
you to
that?
move.
Right? It's just to mitigate that risk. It's
Yeah,
just to
exactly.
reduce that risk of you not liking your job and quitting after a month. You know what I mean? Because if you quit after a month, you're not gonna get the yearly pay boost that you wanted to get, right?
Well, that's also to mitigate risk on their side because signing bonus always come with string attached. You're gonna return the bonus if you quit in a month. Okay, you don't get to keep anything.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, why do companies do that? It's mitigating the risk both on their side and on your side,
Yep.
right? On your
Yep.
side, you say, look, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna then by the way, I don't think so. I think it's like 3 months. You know what I mean?
Depends on the company. I've heard the contract can be a year. I had friends that their signing bonus contract is a year.
Well, I
Oh,
heard
actually,
I
I
heard.
have people that's 2 years.
By the way, at Lyft, for example, the signing bonus is just for you to sign. You
Well,
know?
that's Lyft. Like my friend at Samsung, the signing bonus is 2 years.
Yeah,
Can you
but
believe it?
anyway, what I'm saying is, we can like get caught in the numbers, but what I'm saying is this, right? There's a reason they offer that, and not just like, hey, we're gonna increase your pay. You know what I mean? So, and the reason for that is not because you have like nice eyes and you're good looking, right? It's just to mitigate that risk on both sides.
Yep.
Pixel.co is like, what is this like emoji? Oh, Bliss RNG. What's like Bliss RNG? I don't know what it is. PogChamp. I don't know all those. Kevin Kev, hello mate. How are you, man? Dude, it's been a while. I haven't seen you in like at least like 5 years, 5 6 years at least.
What?
Kevin Kev, man, the famous Kevin Kev. You don't know the guy?
You haven't even been on Twitch for 5 6
Yeah, I
years.
know. It's just like it's just something you say. You know what I mean? Recovering
Sure.
from surgery. What surgery did you have? I didn't even know. So I might have heard something, but I don't really. I'm not really sure. So what surgery did you have? So much pain. Oh man. Hope you're getting better, man. Keep your strength. Taking painkillers, binary sloth tree, fog the cat man. Oh, fog the cat man, dude. It's been a while. Tonsillectomy. And I don't know what that is. Tonsillectomy. What is this? Is it like your tonsils? All right, so that's tonsillectomy. And what is an what the hell, man? That's crazy. I'm like, I don't even know how to speak. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, cut your tonsils. And what the other one? Adenoid. Adenoidectomy is a surgical procedure performed to remove the adenoids. Adenoids are a mass of lymphoid-ish tissue located behind the nasal passages. All surgical procedures have risk and potential complications. So it's like this thing. It's like behind. Oh man, lost 18 pounds. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, man, I really really hope you're feeling better, and we hope to see you on the Twitch community. The Twitch community misses you. Yeah, anything ends with an ectomy, like balzactomy, sounds unpleasant. Balzactomy, vasectomy. All right. So, what do we want to do today? So we want to build a chat room that has the ectom was great, especially when being knocked out. Oh man, that's crazy. Scaredy cat. All right. So what do we want to build today? So we want to build a chat room. So a chat room will look like something like this. It's gonna like be in the browser, right? So does it scale? Yeah, it should scale. It does. All right. So then here, you'll have like a search box. So do we have like a search box here? Yeah, we have like a search box.
Oh
What?
yeah.
What? Promisified, dude. Thank you so much for a subscription using Twitch Prime. Much appreciated. Search box. How's your new job? Did you start your new job? So we're gonna have like a search box here, and here we're gonna have like a rectangle like this, like so here, right? And then you'll have the conversation, and you'll have I don't know, like a line of text right here, right? So this is the person here, and then you'll have like multiples of these, right? Nope, sorry about that. Oops, sorry. All right, so you'll have like multiples of these, and you'll have like these, right? So you'll have like all of the chat boxes here, and then here on the right side, you'll have like your conversation with that person. And here you'll have like this text input. So basically a chat, you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of not a lot of things to it. So here will be like a send.
So the left hand side is multiple
Yeah, the multiple people you're talking
correspondence.
with, right? So
Correspondence.
multiple people you're talking with.
Yep.
So here you're talking to Jim, here you're talking to Kat, here you're talking to Stevens, here you're talking to Avi, and so on and so forth. And here's like your chat conversation. So you'll have, you like here. So you're like here, like so. Here. So this is your chat, right?
Yep.
And then on the other side is basically reversed. Like so, I guess, right?
Looks good.
So yeah, so this is what we're gonna build today. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we're gonna try to get as far as we can, and we're gonna build it with React and Redux, and we're gonna hold with the server side. So we're gonna do everything in the client side, and then the server side is just gonna hydrate basically the same state.
All right.
That that we are hydrating on the other side. All right. So I think one thing that maybe this should go a little bit lower, like here, and then I don't want to get caught in the design because it's not that important, but just so it doesn't like freak me out. So they should go here like so. All right, just so
Yep.
it doesn't freak me out. So binary sloth tree is asking, is it better to do the front end first? So it doesn't really matter, and I think we discussed it back when we did the creative network. Um, it doesn't really matter what you do first, as long as you do something. For us, I think for example, for this product, I think it definitely makes sense to do the front end first, because in a chat there's not going to be a lot of surprises. You're going to have like a conversation model, and then you're going to have in that conversation you're going to have like an A side and a B side, and then they send text to one another. So there are not going to be a lot of surprises in terms of, oh, hey, you're going to need to model the data differently, and you're going to need to do this differently, and you're going to need to do that differently. On other things, then it might make sense to do the back end first because you need the data model to like fit into your assumptions. But in this case, I think doing the front end first definitely like makes a lot of sense. And also like I want to build the front end today, so you know, it's my party, and I'll be the front end if I want to. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are you gonna do? No, but I'm just kidding. It's like I think for this, the model, everything pretty clearly. You can just quote unquote puke the content out and get started. All right, so let's create React app this thing. And let's do this. Yeah, so we have a working thing. Today we are working on a React, Redux, Bootstrap, and CSS chat layout. And yeah, we have a chat command for this Pliny TV. And I showed the balsamic, like the mockup, for the chat screen as well. So this is what we're working on as well. Yeah, no worries. One good thing that we might actually do now that you mention it. Um, Good to be back around for both streams today. Cool. Yeah, man. Really, 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 really good having you around, man. Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna use material design here. We definitely might, but I was thinking of using Bootstrap for this. Um, but I don't know. What do you think, Stevens? You want material design or you want Bootstrap?
I think Bootstrap for this stage, I think designing is we don't have the capacity at this moment, or it's not as essential at this moment.
Yeah, but it's not that complicated to like go ahead and do it. You know,
I mean, what do you need to do for material design?
it's just a different CSS that you're going to include. It's um not
Okay,
complicated.
well, it's your call. I think at this moment I don't think it's that relevant. Whatever is more efficient and give more fun to the development process.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm like looking for inspiration, and I'm not seeing like a lot of nice, material design ones.
Because I mean the thing is the appeal of this thing is more functional, right?
Yeah, yeah. It should definitely be functional.
It's functional driven,
Yeah,
right? Whatever that's efficient and the easiest to use. This is not like a consumer facing application,
yeah, yeah,
right?
for sure.
I think that's yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do it with Bootstrap. Um, I think material or whatever. Okay. So, where are we? So create React app. We are here. And create React app. We have like this, and then CD, and then we do npm install. Right. So let's do create React app, and let's call this chat client. Flexbox or Riot. All right, so we're gonna create React app with a chat client. That's the project name gonna be.
All right.
All right. All right, so cd chat client and then yarn or npm install. So let's do npm install here, and of course it's gonna take 5 hours. And then we're gonna see what's up. What's up, Stevens?
What up?
All right. Why are you here not coding the website? That's great. All right, so npm start. I don't think they're gonna have any big surprises. It's just gonna be the create React app, default like localhost 3000. Great. This is what we want. Amit, dude, Amit Burst is here. Amit Burstein. Burstein. I'm not sure. What like the how do you spell your how do you pronounce your last name in like American? But Amit is here. How are you, man? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you around. How are things? How are things going on? All right, so we have this, and we can go ahead and get started. Kind of open it up a little bit, like over here. So here we'll have our npm start, and we can start here with like app.js. Oh, I didn't do git init. Sorry, just 1 second. Yeah, so let's do git init and vim.git ignore. We should have like node modules. Yes, we do. We do. All right. All right, so here, let's see what we have here. So we have this app.js file with like all of the logo and stuff like that. Bok said, thank you for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Hope you stick around. Let me know if you enjoy the content. So Amit is saying things have been good. Things are good. I've been super busy. Just came back from Israel, actually. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. How are things in Israel now? Grid looks amazing. It fixes pretty much every issue I have with even Flexbox. I was concerned about compatibility. Not really sure if there is a way to polyfill or something. All right, so guys, we're gonna worry about all of that later. Not now. All right, so now we should have like a blank application. Why is it reloading? It should reload, right? Yeah, it should. Something. Should reload. Oh, it does. Oh, it was hot. Went for a wedding. Oh man, my best friend actually got married in September. My best friend Eyal, he got married in like the 23rd of September, I think. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it.
Were you invited at all?
Oh yeah, dude, he's my best friend. He's been my best friend since I was like 12 years old. Yeah, but I couldn't go. So I sent a gift, but I just couldn't go. My wife and my kids, they were in Israel in August. So when they came back, like life hit me with like a bowl of with like a sack of bricks, I guess. So I just couldn't go. All right. Cool. So let's see. What's so funny? So let's see what we need. So what do we need here? So first of all, let's see what's like the latest version of Bootstrap is. So Bootstrap, like there, where is it? Where's like the get for Bootstrap? I don't want Bootstrap 4. I want like Bootstrap 3. So download. I want this Bootstrap CSS. Latest compiled and minified CSS. Latest compiled and minified JavaScript. This is what I want. All right. So here, let's go to app.html or index.html. And let's put this here in here. Awesome. And then let's put the JavaScript as well. Let's put the JavaScript like under here. All right. Cool, 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 and cool, cool, cool. Now, now what do we want? So we want to have the Bootstrap like main section, and then the container, and then we're gonna need one container for the left side, and then one container for the right side, and then we're gonna need like the search, and then we're gonna. All right, so let's go ahead and get started over here. So let's go to app.js, and we're gonna create like a div class name dot main section. This is a Bootstrap class, and then div class name equals what is container for Bootstrap? Yes, container here, and then here, and then here. Right? And then let's create another one for the chat container. And then here, let's start creating components. Well, I'll do you much better than explain. I will just do it in front of your eyes, and you'll see like how I break the app into components. How about that? But basically, everything you'll see here. So it's going to be one component for the left side, one component for the search, a component for each of these is going to be a component. And then this is going to be a container. This is going to be a component. This is going to be a component. And each of these is going to be a component, right? So a message is going to be a component, and a profile is going to be a component, which is the same component that we're going to use here. And then the message basically is going to be the same, the same component. But, I don't want to get too much ahead of myself when I'm designing components, because sometimes, it just breaks up in your face. All right, so here, app.css, let's just go ahead and delete everything that we had so far. And we can actually just remove it and rm-f this file. All right, so git sd, git add here and here, and we can do git commit -m and initial version of the chat after the create React app. Or we can actually do create React app with some minimal changes. All right, sounds good.
What is register service worker?
It's just a way to register like literally a service worker. And here let's do ls public logo. Where is the images? Public. Is it not under public? LSSRC, is it? SRC, we have logos SVG, so rm-f src and logo.svg, git commit dash, oh, sorry, git add and git commit dash m, removing the React logo. Oh, one thing though, package.json. So, oh, React is already on 16. Great. So React is on 16. So we're on the latest version of React. Awesome. So where are we now? So we're gonna create like inside of the app.js. So we are going to create make dir -p containers. Or you know what? You know what I love? I love features. So let's. But I don't know if that's really a feature. So let's create like a containers or components. And then we'll create what, a conversation list?
Are we trying to do the chat window first?
No, the left side first.
Left side. Yeah, conversation list.
Yeah, so src components. Oh, sorry. So make dir -p src components and conversation list, and then src components conversation list, and then index.js. Right, so then here we're gonna import conversation list from components conversation list.
Yep.
And this is going to be a simple comp conversation list. All right. So do we need all of this? I'm not sure. We do. So let's remove it. React. Oh, React must be used when using JS6. So we don't need component though. So we just need React. Do we need React DOM? I'm not sure. We probably don't. So let's go ahead and remove conversation. And then here we're going to create conversation conversation list.
Are you still gonna have that like dump component, smart component?
Yeah, of
separation?
course, every time. Yeah, every time. All right.
Okay.
So here now, let's start creating our container. Class name is going to be call md what 3. Let's do 3, and then we'll figure it out. You know what? Let's do small 3. Chat sidebar. Oh, sorry. All right, so here we're gonna have the search box. So div class name equals to row. And then here we're gonna have another row. Custom search input. Yeah, go ahead.
So the search bar is basically to search name, I think, right? Like name of the conversation.
Yeah, well, name or subject or whatever.
Okay. All right, makes sense.
And here we're gonna have a call md12.
Do you have all these things memorized?
Well, no, I'm looking at like the Bootstrap documentation.
Oh, okay.
And then we're gonna have input type equal text. And then class name equals to search query. And actually, we don't need that. We only need form control. And then placeholder equals to search for conversation. Right? And then we're going to have a button class name equals to btn danger. And then we are going to have span class name equals to glyph icon and glyph icon search. And we're going to close this span. And we're going to close this button. Let's see how this works. All right, so we have this and we have this.
Oh, pretty good.
They should be side by side though. Which is I'm not sure why. I think here this is the mistake. So input group is the one that will put them in the same row. Should have. I don't know why it didn't. Why didn't it? So we have row here. And here this should be input group. Input group, and this shouldn't be input group. Come on. Why isn't this working for me now? So simple. Yeah, so this should be input group. So input group puts the float to none. Why is this not working for me? Dum dum dum. Well, yeah, the main case for this specific app for Redux is to use is just to manage everything, right? It just to manage saggy bottoms. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, my man. Much appreciated. Thank you for the follow. So Redux, in this case, is going to be used for managing the state of everything, right? So managing the state of conversation, managing the state of the messages, managing the state of just everything, right? So it's gonna get it's gonna get information from WebSockets, and it's gonna get information from anything. Yeah. So why isn't this like the input group should definitely put them in place. Table cell. So here should I put like a float? No. That's not what I want. What do I want? Oh, why is this even... Oh. Yeah, okay. All right, I know what I want to do. Okay, so here, let's go here. And let's go to here. And let's go here. And then here, and let's import style.css. And then src components conversation list and style.css. And then here, let's go to conversation list. And then in the class name, let's do here, let's do custom search input. So here in custom search input, we're gonna do this, right? So custom search input, and then here we'll have like BTN, and then the color of this is going to be black. The position of this is going to be absolute, and then the top of this is going to be 0 pixels, and the right is going to be like 10 pixels. So now this should go into, you know, on top of this, right? So then let's do z index of 100. All right. So this is what I want, and then the background should be none. All right. And then
Okay.
border is none. All right.
Yep.
And here let's do like instead of search for, so let's do search conversations. All right. Looking better.
Yep.
And then just the top should be like 2 pixels.
What's on the fourth pane? Is that the npm console?
This one? Yeah, just the
On
npm console.
Okay.
Yeah, just the npm console.
Yeah, this looks good enough for now.
Right? It does, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think looks good.
All right. One thing I do want though is I want like a slight gray, you know, background. So here, color like so, like this slight grayish color, and then I want the padding here, like 10 pixels. All right.
Yep.
Looking better.
Much better.
All right. One thing I do want this to be a little bit bigger. I don't know why this is like so small. So here, you see, it's like it should be bigger. You see this? So this row should be up to here. And you see this?
What do you mean? You mean like it should
Like the
feel
row, you see the size of it, and
Yeah.
this, and then this one doesn't feel it.
Okay, why not?
This is what I'm trying to find out.
Is it the position thing you did?
Let's see. So this, instead of putting the input group here, let's try. Yeah, if I put the input group here, then this makes sense. And if I put the input group here, this should still make sense. Now it's looking much better.
What did you change though?
Well, I
Oh,
just
you put
changed
it
the
on
position
another-
of the input group, so the position relative is on the right place.
All right. Why do you have on the second pane? Why do you have a space for the CSS? Is that a typo?
No, it's not a typo. It's just because I'm not using like SCSS, then I don't have like to put the button here. So this is just a way for me to say that this is under this in the relation.
Oh, you don't have SCSS.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you not using
Well,
it?
I'm just not bothering with it right now.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay, so now let's put the like individual conversations. Right? So here, first let's put this and git commit dash m conversation search component.
Yep.
All right, so we're getting somewhere. This is looking good.
Yep.
All right, so here, now we're gonna put this, and this should be conversations container. Conversations container. And here we're just gonna put like a conversation summary. Let's call it conversation summary. All right.
Conversation summary. What the hell is that?
Oh, like this.
Go back to the design.
This. What do you want to call this?
This conversation summary.
Chat, what do you want to call this component? Conversation summary. Does this sound good to you?
It's just a conversation, right? This is a single conversation.
Well, but then, sorry. I just realized I was drinking out loud. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
So here, like on this one is like what I call a conversation. The bigger one. So this is like a conversation preview. I like that. I'll bite. Conversation preview. I'll bite. All right. So here, we are going to import conversation preview from conversation preview. And then let's go ahead and create src components conversation list, and then conversation preview, and then simple comp, and it's going to be conversation preview.
Is there your own snippet?
Yeah, it's my snippets. All right, I bought into conversation preview, so thank you guys. You guys are, you guys are awesome. All right, so here, we're gonna have like a UL class name equals to conversation preview. Right?
Yep.
And then this is going to be like an li. Okay? So let's do this. Left and clear fix, because we want all of the components here to float. So now here, we need like an avatar. Let's take my avatar from like Twitch or from Facebook. Let me get my avatar from Facebook. Copy image address here. All right, so I'll take this. Use Flexbox. I can use Flexbox. I can use Flexbox for sure. So those are DMs. So every time you talk to someone, you talk to a single person. All right. But let's go ahead and continue here. I don't want to fall into the flex box now, but we'll do it a bit in a bit. All right, so here let's do like a span class name equals to image. Let's do like this is a conversation preview. And then this is going to be like a span here. And then we're going to have like an image. SRC is going to be my Facebook image. So let's take my Facebook image here. All right. This is my Facebook image. And let's start to style this. So we want this. So here in conversation list style, we're going to have like a conversation preview. Like so, and then here conversation preview and image is going to be, or actually this, so it's going to be height of, let's do like 34 pixels and width of 34 pixels. How does this look? Doesn't look anything. Or because it's this. All right, so this looks better. And now border radius, what, like 10 pixels, 20 pixels? 20 pixels looks good. Although I think, 50 pixels looks much better here. You think this is too big? I think it's good.
This is good. This is good. Conversation preview. This should also have a name, right?
Yeah. We're getting there. Who's that? Cloud Gamers. Hey yo. How are you? My birthday. One thing I don't understand is why am I seeing this UL type deal? Why am I seeing this list this listing? I thought this shouldn't be here with Bootstrap.
That's right. That's a UL. Click on it. What do you see?
No. This is like the ULLI thing, which is like the default.
You don't have a UL component.
I do.
You do?
I do reset CSS. UL. This is what I want. I want this like this thing. So here, let's create an SRC app.css. Let's put this in like app.css, and in app.js, let's import it. Yeah, I know. I was just missing this this thing. So this is now in app.css, and now we shouldn't have that, and we don't. You see?
Cool.
Yeah, it's web development, Cloud Gamers. Web development using React, Redux. He dad. Hey man, how are you? I'm a dad too. Here's to all dads. Doing the heavy lifting. All dads out there. Love you, all of you. If you have more than 2 kids, I love you more. Man, more than 2 kids is like the shit. It's like gangsta dad. You know what I mean? It's like OG. Not like these days, everybody like having 2 kids, thinking they have it made in life? Colt Steve, Udemy. All right, good job, man. If you have questions, comments, compliments, money that you want to throw my way, feel free. Yeah, this is a very very educational chat. So definitely go ahead and feel free to stick around um, and ask questions. Oh, dude. I guess I have bad news and good news. The person that's supposed to interview just like texted me back.
2 minutes before it's supposed to
No,
start.
no, no. He texted me at like 8:44. Um,
All right.
so
Yeah, we can pause.
I
We can
think we're
pause
gonna
it.
have an interview at like 9 p.m.
All right. Let's. Do you want to wrap it up and commit this, and we can pause?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have the GitHub for this yet, but I'm gonna wrap it up here. Git commit dash m conversation preview start to look like something. Oh, I can't push it yet, but yes.
All right.
But yes, we're gonna push it. Excuse me. And I think what we're gonna do now is what?
You gonna do the interview?
Yeah, well, I promised him.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna drop off Skype then.
All right, brother.
All right. Later.
Bye bye. All right, so people in the chat room, I actually promised about a couple of weeks ago, and I almost completely forgot. I promised an interview, a mock interview for a software engineer, and that software engineer is live now. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna send him a friend request on Discord, and then I'm gonna pull him up for a chat. So if you want to stick around for an interview for software engineer, please come and stick around. Yes, I'm going to stream the interview. Of course, I'm going to stream the interview. So the interview is streamed and live, and you can ask questions during the interview and just have a good time. All right. Now the thing is, I don't remember what is the app that we're using for the for like the shared. Oh, it's Codebunk. Codebunk. Oh man, I almost forgot. So let's do Codebunk. That's not what I want. I want to log in. I want to log in with like GitHub. Cool. And then I want to create a bunk. And I want to Twitch learn programming. And then this is going to be our bunk. All right, so let's go ahead and call our candidate. What do you think? All right. So I'm calling him. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm fine, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. So finally we're talking.
Yeah, I just woke up. It's 6 a.m. here, so.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You want to grab a cup of coffee or something?
I have a juice, so
All
should
right.
be fine.
Cool, cool. So you're live, as
Yeah.
you well know. So you know people
Yeah.
don't think I'm surprising you with this.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Whatever you want to expose. Obviously the ball is in your court, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm a student from Sweden, currently studying my master's program in computer science,
Okay.
and I have a bachelor degree in media technology, which essentially is a program with the core foundations of computer science, but more towards the image processing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So and now I'm studying computer science to learn more about, for example, databases, AI, and so on.
So how long have you been studying already?
This is my fourth year at the moment. I read the bachelor degree 3 years, and now I have 2 years left.
Oh, that's a lot of studying, my man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right, cool. What's your favorite language? What do you wanna like interview with?
I prefer C++.
All right, cool. So what do you think? If I'm giving you an option, and obviously I'm giving you an option. Like, what do you want to interview on? So what's like the subject that kind of tickles you that you kind of want to either emphasize or you want to practice on? This is a friendly kind of interview, although it's a real quote unquote interview. This is more friendly, so I can choose to give you some practice in the fields that you feel that you're lacking. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I don't really know. I've gone through like string manipulations, and the thing I'm like unsecure about has to be like, for example, sorting and backtracking problems that I really struggle on. So something like that, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. By the way, just as a side note, do you know the YouTube channel Fun Function?
No, I don't actually.
All right, so let me YouTube Fun Function. It's just like you literally said the word sorting, and then
Yeah.
you reminded me of that guy like so much. Um, so his
Video
name
series,
is
I will teach you
uh,
how to do.
wait, just one
Hello.
second.
In this video,
Yeah, sure.
MPJ. So I don't know what's his. I'll link in chat. I think
Okay.
he's Swedish, and like the way you said sorting is like exactly the way that he says sorting. So you reminded me of him, and I think he's Swedish.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
one of the best.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you think? Oh, you think like by the last name?
Yeah, the last name. I can see that.
Okay. So he's like one of my favorite YouTubers. A lot of the things he does is obviously things I know already, but I choose to like watch him because of the way that he just delivers the content.
Okay.
He's great. So check him out. But it's just like just as a side
Yeah, I
note
will.
because you literally just reminded me. Something clicked. Something clicked in my brain once you said it. All right. So, I'll give you the my favorite kind of question for someone like you.
Okay.
And when I say someone like you, is like a person at your level. And I think C++ is a good is kind of a good language to give that. So what I
So
want you to
what
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
what do you think my level is?
So you're basically in a new grad level. So
Really?
yeah.
What? Okay.
Well, yeah, you've been studying for 3 years, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, I haven't really done any like this kind of algorithmic
Yeah.
coding
So
questions before, so
exactly. So this
it
is why
it's
this
still new
specific
to me.
exactly. So this is why this specific one, and you'll see that in a minute, is really perfect for this. In the terms of
Okay.
the question that in terms of the scale that the question that I ask, this
Yeah.
is an easy one.
Okay, we'll see.
So you're supposed to like breeze through that. By the way, I am subscribed to this. People in the chat room, they like busting my chain. I am subscribed for this, but I'm like right now I'm on the Fullstack network user, and with the Fullstack network user, I'm only this is I don't know why I'm subscribed to these, but I'm not subscribed to anything.
Okay.
With no, I'm not answering you. I'm answering people in the chat, like breaking my balls. So yeah, with like the Fullstack network channel, I'm not subscribed to anything. So yeah, I'm giving him full support, but with the Fullstack network, I'm not subscribing to anything. All right, so here's the deal. So here's the problem, right? So given an array of numbers,
Mhm.
the input is going to be an array. You know what? Let's put this. So the input is going to be an array of numbers and a number. So for example, it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example, and then the input is going to be 7. Right? So you need to find all the numbers in the array that come up to the sum in the input. All right? Do you understand like the question?
Yeah. So every combination in the array, like the sum of two elements, should be 7.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
o-
So in this example, you will return from your function, you will return 2 and 5.
okay. Okay. Well, the thing is, this is two sum, right? I
Yep.
think I've done it before.
Right? I want you to do it again.
Oh, okay.
And the thing
I
is,
see, well, okay.
and the thing that I'm gonna make it hard for you, even though you've done it before, and this is exactly two sum, and this is my favorite question to give, is I don't wanna give you, and by the way, Yip Yapin from chat, is pulling my my ace here, because he said that 3-4 is also a combination, and I specifically did not put it here because I wanted to see if you're gonna come up with it yourself. But what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. So
Okay.
what I'm gonna make it harder a little bit for you is you're gonna do the implementation that you want to do, but if your implementation is not good enough in terms of space and runtime, then I'm gonna ask you questions in terms of how can you make it better, why did you choose this way, and so on and so forth. And if you come up with a solution fast, then we're gonna have another question.
Okay. So should I start or?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. My initial thought is that I should have a unordered map to store the, and then I'm gonna store the complements of the target. For example, if I have 7, and I go through array and I subtract with the element, like so. For example, the first element, it should be 6, right? And then I should put it in the hash table. And if I find it again, it means that I found the complement. That means that I find the two elements that should sum up to 7.
Okay.
So
you watched the YouTube video of the Google engineer that did that question, or did you just do it
it was that question. I've seen that video, but I didn't remember that it was.
No worries.
Was
No
it
worries.
2 sum?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask another question.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because I think the way that you wanted to approach it is like the final way that I would have wanted you to come up with. So
okay.
there's no, there's not a lot of value to you.
Yeah, no, that's why I said that I've done the two-sum before. So
Yeah, no worries at all. So we're gonna do another one.
okay,
All right. So, uh, 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 um, okay. So here is a question straight out of here. So. All right. So here's the problem. It's called happy number.
okay.
And go ahead and tell me if you understand it. I'll just read it for chat. All right. So a happy
Yeah.
number is a number defined by the following process. Starting with any positive integer, replace the number by the sum of the squares of its digits, and repeat the process until the number equals 1. Or it loops endlessly in a cycle which does not include 1. Those numbers for which this process ends in 1 are happy numbers. And the if it's not in 1, or if it will loop endlessly, then the number is not happy.
Okay, so for example, if I have like 41,
Yeah.
41.
Yeah.
So the sum of the square of its digits, so like 4, 2 plus 1, 2.
Yeah.
So that is 9 in this case. And then should we do the happy number from 9?
Yep.
Like, oh, okay, so then 9 should be like 49, and then it keeps going until
you either,
so it keeps going
until you either not
okay.
looping anymore, or you're endlessly looping.
Okay. So it will endlessly loop. I mean, it loops endlessly in a cycle which does not include 1. So like if I have like an integer, a number like 49, there's a possibility that it will endlessly loop.
Yeah. So you need to figure out whether it's going to endlessly loop or not. And I want you to tell me how can you figure it out. But first, let's go ahead and return whether the number is happy or not, and you can worry about the endless loop later.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I believe this should be done with a kind of a modular operator or something, because I need to find the single digits of the integer.
Okay.
And then I would use, for example, a POW function to square it and then sum it together.
Whatever scratches your itch, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then when it's if the sum is equal to 1, I will just return the number. Else, I will just continue to find it based on the new sum of the integer. So this should return an integer, right? So just go ahead and make a function called int happy number.
They should, you can return true or false whether the number is happy or not. You can return the number, or you can, the input is a number.
Okay. So like int num, like so. Now should okay, I should just create a while loop, a for loop, to iterate up to the number So I'm gonna go ahead and write int I equals 0, I less than num, I plus, I believe.
Why are you doing this?
Oh no, I shouldn't do that because you just iterate from 0 to that specific digit. So what I do, I want to check while the num is still a number, a positive number. I should get the single digits, sum it, and then check if the sum is a happy number or not.
Okay.
So what I want to do is, if I have 42 and then I do the modulo operator, with 10, I should get the second digit of the number. So I'm gonna declare int digit here equal to the number. I'm saying the test case that I'm testing now is 42 for me to understand better. So I have int digit equal number modulo 10. That should give me the second digit of the number, and then I want to divide it with 10 so I can get the first digit. I'm thinking like how can I int digit. Okay, so int digit will be 2, and then I need to find the. Okay, so I should just divide the number with 10 to get the first digit, and then what I want to do, I want to have like a result variable int. Okay, let's call it happy equals 0, and then I want to add the square of the digit to the happy number. So I'm going to say happy should be equal to the power of digit and 2.
Okay.
So we have int digit equal the Moodle operator of number, which should give me 2. Then I'll divide the number with 10, so I get 4. And now just add the square root of the digit to happy.
Okay.
So now what I want to do, I want to check if happy is equal to 1, then I should just return true. Else, no.
Well, but happy will. I don't think happy will ever be equals to 1. But for example, if happy is 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000, then it's a happy number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's take 19
Yeah.
as an example here. So 19, 1 and 9 will sum up to 82, and then you'll take 8 and 2, which will come up to 68, and then 6 and 8 will come up to 100. And then 1 squared plus 0 squared plus 0 squared is 1. and then the happy
Yeah.
is a good number. And also your modulo 10 will not really work, because what if you get a 3-digit number here or 4-digit number here?
Well, it will not work because I mean, if I have like a 4-digit number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, if I take the modulo operator of 10, I should generate the last digit, right?
Mhm.
And then I just divide it to get the third digit, and then the second, and then the first digit.
Okay. So I see what you're going. I see where you're going with. Okay.
The thing is, I'm not really sure if the if statement should be here, because the variable happy should sum all the digits, the square root digits of a number.
Yeah, it's a good catch.
So if you take like 19, for example, the happy number should be 1, I believe, because oh wait. Okay, 19 should be 50. No. 82. Just give me a moment. I need to think a bit
no
about
worries. No
my
worries at all.
approach. Okay. So we have I sum the square numbers of the digit. But if it's not a happy number, I need to use that new. I need to use the happy variable as my number.
Yeah.
Because if it's not 1, I need to continue to check with the new result. So I should write an else that
Yeah, but
says.
I think your if statement is misplaced.
That if statement.
Yeah. Because think about it. I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? If you get 19 here as the number, then you will exit on 1, which is the first digit, right? Or you know what I mean? So your if statement, if it was there, you will exit before you check the entire number.
Yeah. I forget. Oh, yeah, that's correct. Because I haven't. The happy variable is not done if that's the case.
Exactly.
So what I want to do is I want to check
Thank
if.
you for the. Yeah, go ahead.
I need to check if the number is. I need to check if the number is less than 0. Because that way I know that okay, it has already processed the whole number.
I'm not
if
following.
num is still like I have while number.
Yeah.
To check if as long as it's positive. Then
so number equal to number divided by 10. So when will the number be under 0? I'm not following.
the thing is, I have a while loop that says, okay, maybe it's a bit clearer if I do like so. While number is larger than 0, then I'll just continue to add this variable of the square digits. When it's not, it means that if num, if like I have a number equal to
Okay. Just go ahead.
1,
Yep.
and then divide by 10 then.
Okay.
That I want to check it here also. That way I know.
But can't you check it after the while loop?
Yeah, but I can check it after a while loop, but then if it's not a happy number, I need to go to a while loop again.
Yeah. So it's a recursive function.
Oh, recursive. Oh, okay. I was initially thinking about like an iterative solution to that, with if statement, and if not, I just assign happy number to the num variable, and it will go again.
All right. I'm gonna stay out of your way. Do it. The way you want to.
Okay. Well, I mean, like iterative solutions can be done recursively, I suppose, or vice versa.
No, I'm sorry. I was in your way. Go ahead.
Yeah, should I do my iterative solution, or should I?
No, do it the way you want to. I'm sorry. I was in your way.
Okay.
I was breaking your thought process. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. So if number is equal larger than 0, then I need to check like if statement say, but if happy is equal to 1, if it is, return true, else then should stay happy, number should be happy,
Okay.
and then you should move on and continue. And if not, okay, well, it can be an endless loop, so I haven't really thought about the endless loop yet.
Yep. Let's not worry about endless loop right now. Let's see that your code works, and then we'll worry about the endless loop.
Okay, so just gonna go through my function again. I have a happy number as a function, a Boolean function. I take in a number. I declare int happy, which should store the sum of the square digits. I go through the while loop, and then I'll get the single digits of a number, and then I'll divide the number with 10, so I can get the next single digit. And if number is larger than 0, it should be equal to 0. If number is equal to 0, I check if the happy number is 1, then I'll return true. Else, I'll say the number should be is equal to happy.
Yeah.
And then it will go again.
Mm-hmm.
So should I try this function?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Boot alpha. Happy number, and then I'll take,
Put
for
19.
example, 19. Oh, what did you say?
19?
19.
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So run this. Power was not declared in the scope. Oh, okay. I need to include what is it? CMouth, maybe. It returns true.
All right. So it actually, does something, right?
Yeah.
So let's take 34.
I suppose this is not a happy number, so we just endlessly go. or
right? So let's take 4 or 11. Let's do 11.
11. Okay. Should it be true?
So let's let's debug the function here. So why did 11 return true?
Okay, so I get the digit 1, I square it. So happy, the first iteration happy should be 1. And then I'll go again and square the digit of 1. It should be, so happy should be 2. And then it's not a happy number, so the number 2 should be the new happy. The happy should be a new number. And then go into while loop with num equal to 2 this time. If 2 modulo 10, it should still be 2. And then I square the 2. Well, it keeps going. I mean,
All right. So you're saying that 11 just keeps on going? Well, let's go ahead. Let's write down the math.
yeah, so 11 should be plus 1 square 2 should be 2.
Yeah.
And it keeps going like 2 squared 2 is 4. And then 4 squared 2 is 16. And so on. 19. Like so, it should be 82. Why does it return? I mean, I can go like, I can keep going, but
Yeah. So let's now debug the code. I don't want to, check your math skills here.
yeah, I mean,
So let's try and see where your code breaks. Because right now I see two things. One is I see like control reaches end of non-void function, and then we see true.
yeah,
So that means it endlessly loops, right?
yeah.
So if we go with that path, and we say, okay, so if it endlessly loops, how can we check whether we endlessly loop or not? So what will be your
Okay.
indication that it's going to endlessly loop?
Well, if it endlessly loop in a cycle,
So two things I want you to notice, okay?
yeah,
One is line 25, and when you have
okay,
line 25, when you look at it, I want you to also look at the problem. All right. So the number should be squared. That means that it's not 9. So that's the thing. So there should be 36 here in 6 squared, and then that's okay. But that's just like commenting on the math, right? But coming back to like your um, your your check. So how can you check if you endlessly loop or not? So what would be your
Well,
indication that you're going to endlessly loop?
well, it says in the problem that it loops endlessly in a cycle. So, well, I suppose if it's in a cycle, it means that uh, that the number, the happy number, has we have already seen this happy number before. Then it means like it's been in a cycle,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So how can you check that? So basically, what you're saying here, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, right? But basically, what you're
Okay.
saying here is that if you see one of the numbers again,
Mm-hmm.
that means that you are endlessly looping.
Yeah, I mean it says in a cycle, so I suppose that sometime I should see this happy number again,
Yep.
and then it indicates that it loops endlessly.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so how do I check if it loops endlessly? I need to have like some kind of a data structure to like keep track of the happy number. What comes to mind is hash table.
Okay.
That way I should be like storing all the happy numbers that I generate, and and then I should have like a statement that says, okay, if this happy number this newly generated happy number, if it's already in the hash table, then I should return false.
Yep.
Okay, so just go ahead and write an unordered map of integers, and then let's say store happy. Then I need to include it as well. Okay, so in this while loop, I go through every digit, I square every digit, I add it to my happy number. If number equal 0, then I should go ahead. I need a new if statement here to check if that happy number is in the hash table.
Mhm.
If not, I should put it in there.
Okay.
And update the number. Well, this is really like bad code, but so if store happy dot find, and I put in the happy number. So if it doesn't find, means we iterate to the end. If it doesn't find, then I want to store the happy number as a key value, like so, and then the value of that key can also be happy in this case. Oops. And then I'll set number equal to happy. Maybe it's better to do this way. I say that if it's already in the hash table, I should return false. Else, I just continue. Oops. If it's not, I store the happy number in the hash table and then update the number.
Okay. Let's run it.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna check again. If number equal to 0, I check if happy equals to 1. If it is, I return true. If not, I'll check in the hash table to see if happy number has already been occurred. If it has, then I return false. If not, I just store the happy number in the onward map and then I'll update the number. And that it will go until either it finds the happy number or it finds a happy number that has already been in the hash table.
Okay.
So I should run store happy was not declared in this scope. Oops, typo. Like so. Okay, so I guess it's endlessly loop. What?
Yeah, so it just defaults to true. I don't know what this is, something with C++, but
That's really weird. I say if happy is equal to 1, I return true. Else, I check in the hash table. If it's already there, I return false. Else, I store it in the onward map and I update the number with happy. And then I should go again with the new num and square root it. Oh, I need to.
it's been staring at you for so long. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I need to like reset happy.
Yep.
Happy equals 0.
No,
Because
the reason I'm laughing, by the way, it's not because it's a stupid mistake. It's because chat has been like screaming that you're not resetting happy. So I'm like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
be quiet.
I don't have the.
I know you don't have the chat open,
picture.
but I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, so now it should work. I hope so.
Yep.
False.
Looks much better. So let's do 100 as the check here for line 48.
Okay.
Great.
True.
So
okay.
Before we go ahead and continue to the kind of final stage of the interview,
okay.
Looking at line 24 to line 43, are you happy with this code, or you want to spend a minute making it better and explaining why you're doing what you're doing is making it better?
Well, it's a lot of if and else statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make it refactor the code.
Let's spend 2 to 3 minutes on it. I don't want to spend like an hour. Just so your first hunches, what will they be?
Well, here when I check if number equals to 0, I can also check if happy is equal to 1. Then I should return true.
Okay.
For example, to 1. and then I should return true. Then else.
Well, this you don't need an else, right? It's mutually exclusive.
Yeah, that's correct. Oops. Let's put it. Return to if num equals 0 and store happy is if happy is not is in the hashable, return false. Something like that. Now I can't really see the brackets where it ends.
No, I get the drift. I get the drift.
Yeah.
All right. So great. So thank you for that. So what do you think of the interview process? How do you think you did?
Well, I think I did okay. I
Okay.
mean, I could find the solution, but it's not like it's good code, and I believe I didn't really. I mean, my communication could be better. I think, like sometimes I need a moment to think, but I had in mind that I need to keep talking with my thought process, but yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, I mean, like, what can I do better, or?
No. I mean, just any feedback that you can give yourself. Don't worry, I'll have my feedback. But I mean, in terms of self criticism, what do you think? And if that's all you have, that's fine. That's not a trick question. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like, before I code, I should like walk through my my thought process, what I'm gonna do. Like make a summary to you, like, okay, this is what I will be doing. I will be using, for example, a while loop. I will use mul operator and so on, instead of like code and then think like maybe I should done the other way. I don't know. Something like that, I believe.
Okay. So I'll give you my feedback now, and my feedback is divided into kind of two parts. One is that I
Okay.
really appreciated you not wasting your time and my time with like doing a
Yeah.
question that you've already done.
Yeah.
And let me explain kind of why I'm saying that. So I had an interviewee, I should say. I shall not name. And I
Okay.
asked the question, and I specifically asked, "Have you seen this question before?" And he's like, "No, I haven't seen this question before." And the way he solved it was like, dude, there's no way you haven't seen this question before. Not only haven't you seen this question before, you've seen this question before, you solved this question before, you read about this question in forums, and you watched like 3 YouTube videos showing how to solve this question. So like, don't try to bullshit me, like don't try to impress me by like solving it, whisking through it, and then like because I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been doing this for more than a couple of minutes. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really bad thing to do, and I really appreciated you not doing it.
Okay.
So and we went through this, and when I saw that the way that you're going to solve it is like the end game of what I wanted to ask you about, I'm like, why am I wasting this guy's
Yeah.
time? Why am I, let me ask you a question
About the two-sum problem.
Exactly. So let me ask him
Oh,
a
yeah,
question that will challenge him, not a question that like puke the solution.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, and I really appreciate honesty and people that are straightforward. So that's like a huge congrats and kudos to you. In terms of the in terms of the second in terms of the second problem, which is the one that we're having here, I'm not as critical as you are. I think you did okay. I think you haven't um, you haven't passed with like flying colors where I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? But you passed.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a solution. Um, Whether your solution would have come up organically if I haven't like pushed you a little bit into the how can you detect whether it's cycling or not, and then directed you to the question and then you saw that it's like endlessly in a cycle, which suggested that it's a cycle. And if you've seen the question, if you've seen the number before, then that's the indication of that you're going in a cycle. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure that you would completely solve it, but I don't think that nudge is also something bad. So I think that nudge
Yeah.
can completely come organically in an interview, and I'm not like holding it against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I think one thing that you could have done better, and I think you said it as well, is like laying out in pseudocode and maybe notes of how do you want to solve it.
Yeah. Okay.
And it came out at least before. And the thing is, like, it's a relationship, right? An interview, as much as it is like really an hour crammed, it's really a relationship, right? So at first I don't know you,
Yeah.
and then 5 minutes later I know you better, and then 10 minutes later I know you a little bit better. So in the first 5 minutes you seemed confused, but it wasn't
Yeah.
that you were confused as much as you were thinking and coding and talking at the same time.
Okay.
And you did it okay, but at the first 5 minutes, it seems like you were confused. And I think if you just walk through the process and maybe look at the cycle and do a little bit more math, then I think the first 5-10 minutes of the solution would have gone much smoother. But
Okay.
again, I'm coming back. You had a solution working, so all of this doesn't really matter. And this is not an easy problem, right? It's not a hard one, but it's not an easy one as well.
Okay.
So that's one. The second is that you were talking the entire time, and you weren't like what happens to a lot of people that are talking is that they're mumbling,
Okay.
and they think they're talking, but they're like mumbling. They're like store happy. Like, this is not talking. You know what I mean? This is just making noises. And you haven't done that. Even though English is not your first language. By the way, it's not mine as well.
Yeah.
I completely understood you through the entire interview. Not in terms of like language, so to speak, more in terms of like where are you going and why are you going down that path.
Yeah.
So I think you've done well. In terms of if I had to give you a pass or a fail, I'm giving you a pass. And if this was like a real interview, I would definitely pass you to the next stage. I think you show great promise. This is not
Okay.
an easy problem. And the problem actually starts in reading the problem and understanding what you need to do. And you kind of understood it immediately, so it shows a lot of problem solving skills that a lot of people lack. So definitely a +1 on that realm.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm thinking about like my thought process. I mean, I should be like clearer, right?
Well, the thing is this, right? 5 minutes into it, I already understood where you're going. It's really only the first 5 minutes where you just like started coding that everything seems to like, this is not going to work. This is going to be a disaster. But then 5-6 minutes in, you were already kind of working into a solution that seemed viable and turned out viable.
Yeah.
Maybe in harder problems that would have been much longer. So if these 5 minutes would have been 10, it would have been too long. But
Okay.
5 minutes is like okay. What I'm saying is once you see that you coding for 5 minutes and then you still like nowhere close to like understanding how your code will be outlined, then you should take a
Yeah.
step back and say, okay, so I'm gonna pseudocode this and then literally just code in comments. So here I need to
Yeah.
check this, and here I need to check this, and here I need to check this, and then replace your comments with code. So again, for this specific interview, 5 minutes was totally fine. Absolutely no problem. But in harder problems, if it becomes 10, 12, 15 minutes, we only have an hour. It's way too long to not like show something.
Yeah. Okay. And like you told me under the coding, you said like, okay, this can be done recursively, but I mean, it can be done in recursively, but in interviews, if the interviewers say you can do this recursively, should I continue with my iterative solution that I was thinking of, or should I just move to the recursive solution?
So it really depends on the interviewer. For
Okay.
me, if I tell you, I think you can do it recursively, but you say, yeah, I understand that, but respectfully, I think that I can do it iteratively, which will be much clearer for me to understand. That's perfectly valid.
Okay.
Recursively would make the code less complex.
Yeah.
All these if else's, and this and that and this
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that. If you would have done it recursively, all of these would have been kind of self-suggested because the function is self-contained. It will also not drag you down the hole of resetting the happy number, because if you recurse the function, the happy number is always reset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would have solved some of the problems, but I think you solved them in another way. So it really depends on the interviewer. Some interviewers like throw it to you and then to see how you react. To me, I throw it to you because I think it's a much better solution. But I mean, if you think you can solve it in another way, go ahead. You know what I mean? So it depends on the interviewer. I can't really say that. For me, it was critical for you to solve it in a recursive way.
Okay.
What I will do now, for example, is if we had time left, then what I would have told you is like, all right, so now do it recursively. So we have 10 minutes left, for example. Now do it recursively. ABC 122 something something. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the content. So for example, if you had like 10 minutes left, like I said, I would tell you, all right, so now do it recursively, and then see how your thought process changes.
Okay.
And then I would tell you, if we had time left again, I would tell you, so you can't use an unordered map, so use something else, right?
Okay.
I don't know. Then you use a set or something, right? But like
Yeah.
these are all just like to feel, time fillers basically.
Okay. And will you put this on YouTube, or do you still use? Okay. Yeah, I mean, like this was really helpful for me, and I really appreciate you taking your time to interview me.
Oh,
I mean,
no problem, no problem. I'm sorry we couldn't have done it next week. Last week I have an internet problems.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, this is my first like technical interview, so to say. Even if it was a mock interview, this is my first time because I haven't had the technical interviews yet. I will have it like in 2 weeks or so.
All right, I think you did well. I think you're gonna do well. I don't know. Maybe like in a room, with someone in the room, maybe you'll feel more comfortable or less comfortable. But you have the technical knowledge.
Okay.
You can work on lead code problems a little bit more. Try to solve them and then look at the discussions and see how people, walk through these problems. But again, I think I think you did well. Definitely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was really nice.
Of course, man. Of course, my pleasure. Thank you for joining, and have a good morning, I guess.
Yeah, 7 a.m. now.
All right, man.
It was
Have
really
fun.
nice. Yeah, you too. Bye.
All right, bye bye. All right, so that was our interview for today, which also concludes our episode for today. Or should I use episode or should I use like something else? Um, I don't know. I don't know what I should use. So yeah, thank you everybody for that has been in the chat. Keeping company, and having fun here. I really really like those. Giving the opportunity for new grads or people that are still in school to come and test their skills in a friendlier environment, as much as you can call me friendly. Session, I guess. Thank you, Rigel16. So one thing, if you're not following the channel and you enjoy the content, please hit the follow button. If you want to give the channel support, please subscribe. And we stream 3-4 times a week, and we're gonna be here tomorrow at 8 p.m. PST. As always, tomorrow I might stream through the day as well. As always, through the day is like the hardest for me, so no not trying to make any promises. So I will see you all tomorrow, and the sessions are going to be on YouTube, probably on Wednesday. So thank you all for being here. Peace.